Hello everybody and welcome back to the moon. In this episode we want to focus on some high quality production chains and we want to continue with preparing our space station. Now for that we do need a new training center. So in Viridian Coves we already have the biologists training center, and on the moon we can have the engineering institute. This one here trains astronauts and send them to the orbital station. So once again we do need one of these, and yeah, in this case here I'm totally fine with having it close to other buildings that we have here, and there we build it. How high is it? Actually it's at 100% efficiency. So this is the second type of specialist. We have the biologists, the engineers, and then we need a third one which will be in the Arctic, and those three are working then on the orbital stations producing modules for us. Right, here we can actually squeeze in. Let's squeeze in a few more of those people here to the moon. Very good. Let's keep kind of like, yeah, distance to the building spaces here. And these buildings look amazing. So here, our first space shuttle kind of from moon is in preparation here, as we can see. And it's building up, and once this is finished it's then going to launch towards, well, our not yet built space station. That is the first thing. The second thing is that we do have, well, a few things to do with the energy. First of all, our fusion reactors are working. That is all nice and dandy. And we do have our hotel over here that we want to start as well, because these sector projects, well, they take quite some time, and I want to finish that project here.
What to do with this old ruin?
So let's have a look.
Well, I have an idea. Of course, no satisfaction guaranteed or your money back, and you'd have to invest a lot before it pays off. Okay, I'm sure you've heard of the first wave of 2102. Dozens of corporations pushing into space to get a piece of the moon. Sounds familiar, right? Some of these lunar entrepreneurs had a vision. A great leisure facility for the richest of the uber-rich. One world economic crisis later, we have an ugly, unfinished block out in the gray. Or rather, the future site of the next must-go luxury hotel complex. Well, you tell me. I'm just the facilitator. All of the profits are yours if you let me do my stuff. Fair?
I have no idea, but we're just going to do that. And the first thing we need to do is load your vehicles with 20 diamonds. Now there is already the problem that we have, the diamonds, and that is actually something we can combine with something that we already need, and that is the diamonds. So let's go to Wildwater Bay, because I think the diamonds are over there. In Akia Flows we need them then for the qubit processors, and in Wildwater Bay we should have plenty of space available where we can then use those diamonds. So let's have a look. There they are, very nice, and all they need is really those mining sites here, the diamonds. Now they do need, however, super alloys and of course a bit of energy as well. Oops. So what we need to do first is we need to upgrade our little spaceport here. It does need the super alloys. So let's create a new route, or let's have a look if we have this trade route already. We have one to Viridian Coves. Let's close this one. We don't need that any longer. We also have vitamin drinks here, which are really negative. So that is something we can focus on as well. From Wildwater Bay for the energy or the vitamin drinks there. That's fine. Water we need to renew. And now we can go with the super alloys. So let's take them from the Arctic to Wildwater Bay. 14 of them. So it's fine. There we have now the super alloys coming in. And let's have a look at the trader there real quick as well. So once I find him, is there a trader? There should be a trader, yes there is.
Hey,
and he's also selling super alloys, very good, so we can use all of that. Perhaps we can sell something. Nope, we can't, but well, money's not really a problem. Now what I've seen is that, yeah, vitamin drinks is definitely something that we need to do. We can also now start upgrading the spaceport, and while we do that, let's continue with, I think, another fruit field plantation here. And yeah, I know we do need actually the diamonds. And that's what we came for here. But let's have a few of these fruit fields, because we just need so much of those vitamin drinks. Right? And the thing that hurts me the most now in Wildwater Bay is definitely the workforce. So there we have a few of that. And then we go with the extractors that we can have over here. So let's get a few more. And there we have them going to 34. We still have plenty of fruits available though. So let's build a few. 52. Righto, that's exactly how much we need. And we also need some logistics supply there once again, so we can have that down here for those guys. And it's all going red then. And then the workforce. So in that case, let's save a bit of workforce there in addition. That should push us a bit. And yeah, we do need a bit of more energy once again. In that case, not that long anymore though. So let's have one here. How far is our spaceport finished? Very good. The spaceport is upgraded. And this is not the energy yet though, because this was only now the trade route for the moon. So now we do need still the fusion power cells for that one here. And we do have, as far as I know, yeah, there it is. Do we need that? I don't think we need that any longer. For now, at least not. And we can use that to transfer the power cells to Wildwater Bay, right?
Transfer route.
And with that, we can now finish the last step then of the spaceport here to finally transfer the energy over there. Now, what we can do in the meantime is workforce. Well, we have a nice city here. How's the water looking? Water is not looking so good, so that is something.
Transfer route inefficient.
Right, and as you can see, once again, everything goes red. Let's have the logistics here. And what we unfortunately need to do, and unfortunately I say because I really don't like to have so many big cities, but we do need to expand. There's no work around that. So let's have a few more of these blocks here.
Warning. Shuttle arriving.
And a little bit later we can also, well, upgrade a lot of these guys here. Something that we should be doing, because that just offers way more workforce then. So probably those guys here. And as we can hear already, there is now a disruption in my transfer routes once again. Let's have a look at that real quick. It's the food and it's the rice, right? So over here we have our rice and we have the food supply then. The food supply is done with the rice and water. So water we have enough, but rice is something that, well, we do need to expand once again. And for that, well, we do need the biopolymers. So we need to open up our trade route there once again. Have a look where we have the biopolymers. I don't think we have any at the moment. Let's just get it over there to Wildwater Bay. We can do the same thing with our robots. Right, so that we have all the necessary goods coming in here. And then we can place those rice fields here as well. Alright, and after a bit of while we have everything at surplus again. Now the only thing is that, well, energy is at 0, so we can now change that. Finally we can finalize the spaceport. And once again we have an energy transmitter to Moon, and we can use that right away for a new transfer route once again with the electricity and get the rest of the badge that we have right now on the Moon of electricity here to Wildwater Bay. Right, so we now supply 3 sectors with only, I think, 1 fusion reactor so far. That's pretty incredible. So basically we could supply the whole Earth and, well, Arctic and the temperate zones here and our kind of like tundra with only 1 moon sector. That's entirely possible. That's pretty cool. Now, we have the energy, we have the workforce. It's time to start digging our diamonds. That's exactly what we need, and we can do that over here. There we have our mining. Here we have now another supply, logistics supply. And then we start with the diamonds. Now we do then need the multi-spec prison. For that we need the rare earth elements. That's something we get from Moon. So we could actually have this one here entirely, but I'm going to have those manufacturers here. It's now only on Viridian Coast because we just have so much workforce here, and here I'm always fighting. Let's have 2 miners there for now with the diamonds. Then the cutters. More of these cutters. We have now 60 diamonds that we have in surplus. Looking pretty slick there once again. How much workforce can we save with 1? Oh, that's quite a lot here. So those drone models are really good here. So that's 64 workforce for each drone module. Just like that. Very good. Actually, it's basically needing any workforce once we have fully automated the whole thing. So actually we could have the productions here. And you know what? Let's just have a 3rd diamond mine over here. Right, so that's that. That's for this, and then we have we do need microchips, so we already produced that, the micros prism, a pretty complex chain as we can see here. Then we go for those are the androids now that we have, right? But we want to have the qubit processors. For that, we do need to get back to the Arctic.
Read the reports. Do you want to renew the permit?
Righto, and in the Arctic, let's have a look. There we have we already have the super coolants over here, so that we already have them, and I think we have a nice surplus there, 14. I think we can have a second one. We do have enough materials for that. Right, so we have now 22. I mean, it's expensive, but we need to do it.
Consumer analyses show
And just look how many we can actually have of them, and some drone modules here to also save a bit of the workforce that we need. Right, so that's that. Having the super coolants, they need the deuterium and the methane ice. We still have enough of that, so still plenty of resources left for that. And the next one would be then here, the qubit processors. This needs molybdenum and diamonds though. Okay, so that's entirely nothing to do with this one here. And then qubits, alright. So molybdenum and diamonds. Diamonds we can import, molybdenum we can get from these minings here. Right, so let's just have 2 of them, because we will need some of the nano then as well. Of these nano or neuro implants that we have there, right? And I think we also used some of those miners here, or mining sites, for energy. We might just get rid of that at some point. Right, so that's that. Oh, a few resources there that we can grab. Let's have a look at the trader there too. He is purchasing some methane. We can sell that. And then we can purchase some of our metal foam here for a bit of money. We do have still a nice surplus though. Our balance has dropped significantly now. We don't have much space here, so let's have the manufacturing, the factory somewhere else. And now I can also have the diamonds then over there. And I can see that there is a... Oh yeah, the algae, we need to renew that.
Goods are on the way.
That's that. And let's start with the diamonds. So the diamonds from Wildwater Bay to Akia flows. And we have to do that over here because those factories produce a lot of heat, and the idea behind is that the Arctic temperature will just naturally cool that whole thing instead of consuming a lot of energy for it. And we have the hardware fabrication plant. This one is for the... No, actually we need this sub-zero clean room for the qubit processors. Right, and that is one hell of a expensive building here. There we have the first ones. Right, and we produce now 12 qubit processors. Oh yeah. No idea how they are being produced here, but they are. And can we still have more modules here? Yes, we can still go with one more. And then probably workforce. Actually, it doesn't really need a lot of workforce, only 60. These drones here then. Right, so the diamonds and the molybdenum, I'm pretty sure that we are not consuming much of those things. And diamonds, only 7 that we use so far for the whole plant here. Right, so that's that. With that we have the qubits that we need for the sector project. So let's get out here, start a new trade route for the qubit processors from Akia flows to Viridian Coves, but only temporary, you know, because we will need the rest of that then for the quantum computers. Oh, we need a surplus of 20, so it's not enough. So we still need to go with a whole new plant. Alright, so let's have another one. We can have this one here. And then we just add these modules to it again. Cost 20 foam for each module actually. It's really expensive. And we can squeeze in one more here. And one more module. There it is. So we have 14 additional qubit processors. And let's just update our route accordingly. So 26. And that is all we need for the sector project. And while we wait for the sector project to finish with that now, I think we need around, it doesn't state that anywhere now, I think 2 minutes or something like that for the surplus. Now the other thing that we want to do in the Arctic is still the preparation for the space station. So we do have the biologists, we have the engineers, and now we need the physics institute, which trains the astronauts and sends them to the orbital station. So the physics, or the physicists. And in that case here, it's not looking that like we have a lot of options here. I would really like to have it here, but then again we do need also the heat from it, you know, so you need heat from the factories, and then you need the space for this one here. I don't think it's producing any heat. So perhaps we can squeeze it in here. Or this one looks good too. Let's build it. 33% efficiency. We might just... No idea. Perhaps we can move this one around here a bit. Those guys on board. This one. Then we get rid of that street here. And then we move it over here. This is working. It's connected. Right, 100%. Very good. So the 100% is here now as well. Those guys are now preparing for the space station. So this is kind of like a real global project that we have there for the space station. All of these buildings are really expensive, and they cost me 1,000 credits on the balance there for each of these buildings here. 100 people workforce. We cannot reduce that, and 250 energy, but that's the least of our problems at this point. The energy, that is. Let's see how many metal foams we can purchase. 47. Very good. And let's have a look for the sector project. Right, 1 more minute.
Show unfulfilled demand.
You are to be complimented.
Alright, and there the step is finished.
I have something here that could let you add a lot of value.
So, deliver and load your vehicle with 120 titanium from your spaceport. Titanium. Do we actually produce that here? No, I think this is from the moon, right? So, we can now close this trade route here. We no longer need to transport qubit processors. And I think titanium is then here, right? And we do have a +6. So let's get that +6 to the Viridian Coves here. And then we just wait for it to pile up. We need 120. Can't be taking that long, right? And while we do that, let's go back to the Arctic, because over there we want to finish one of our, well, productions that we have. We have the qubit processors. Lots of space here to expand. And over here we're going to have our quantum computers now. Qubit processor finished. And supercoolants are finished as well. So the only thing now that I worry about is a bit my workforce. Should be fine, hopefully. 160. Do we have something that really takes a lot of people? No, those mines certainly don't. The supercoolants already have their drones. We really don't have that many people in the Arctic anymore. Let's just try it out and we'll see for the quantum computers. That's the one. 35 for one, that's fine. There we have it. That's one of the more expensive productions that we have here. And look at that, there's actually something new than the thermal shell factory that needs the fusion power cells and the flex fiber. Both of them are not that difficult to produce. And let's have some additional modules for the qubits. And 2 here. That's still looking fine, so I think we can have quite a lot of them. The only thing that's limiting here is the foam that we're not producing quickly enough, but I'm not bothering with that because we don't need to produce new things so often here in the Arctic anyway. How much is it consuming now? Oh, we have so many supercoolants and qubit processors left. It's barely... It takes 14, alright, the one thing here, and this one here takes 7. So full plan 14 and 7. That's pretty cool, so we can have another full-blown fabrication plant here. And with those drones, we can even reduce the workforce more, but it's only consuming 140 workforce, so we can have like 3 more plants of this one here. And this is now having 17 quantum computers.
First, forget the questions.
Right, and we have a catastrophe.
Astronaut team.
Climate warfare. All mountain sites are shut down. What? Achieve victory in the crisis. Oh, we need to do a military mission. And as long as we don't do that, all our mining sites are not working anymore. Now this is something.
Come on in and hang out.
Let's get the metal foam and finish another quantum computer site quickly. That is something we can do over here once again. I just love how these buildings look. Seems like we can squeeze in quite a lot of here. How many more? 2 more. Right, and this should actually now be fine. Perfectly. 38 quantum computers that we produce, though my balance has dropped by another 30k now. And we should then probably start with that right away. Getting the quantum computers. Oh, we still need 51 though. Right, so let's get them over there and just see how that helps my balance once again.
Construction
Beautiful.
options
And as we can see,
expanded.
it's not only climbing, but also our people are climbing. Our investors to the level 53
Global
right away.
market share
That's
has
exactly what I
increased.
want to see. And Quanicut,
Bunch of rats laying hands.
it's not this
Look,
one here, it's
look,
this
I go
conflict zone
myself,
here.
but all the
And
noise
we
and
cannot
shooting
upgrade
and
still.
stuff.
I'm not eager to go with expert yet, so let's do the advanced. I don't think my fleet is strong enough yet.
There. See the mess? Transmitters generating interference all over the place, plus battleships to guard them. I'd like to hear Dr. Maverick explain just how we're supposed to cope with such a force exactly.
We're doing that. Fine. There we have the fleet. And let's get into some battle. I know most of you really don't like those battles. Some of you don't do though. So I'm just going to show them a few times there. Not too often. And what do we actually need to do here? 3-2 climate stabilizers. Right, we've done that already at one point.
Self-repair.
Where are they? Over here. Fine. Here we are at the first stabilizer. So we need to just destroy these 3 pillars over there. Oh, and we've lost the ship. Because one of them committed suicide. Now let's destroy them with the missile barrage. Right, then it's just this one.
Well, I guess it's a good thing we have more than
Right, so that was the first one. And the second one is far over here. So we need to follow that corridor.
Well, I guess it's a good thing we have
Right,
more
and here
than
we
one
have
building.
the second one. So only that pillar here.
Well, I guess it's a good
And
thing we
this
have
one over
more
here.
than
The good
one
thing
building.
about this mission is though that it awarded us a lot of
Oh, what?
graphene here now,
That was
from what I
scary.
gathered, and these petrochemicals that we need in the Arctic mostly. No level up on foot. Oh yeah, level up, very good. And we can upgrade
You did a pretty cool
one of our
do
ships
good
here.
work.
So the Elite Flare.
Nothing we can't rebuild.
And hopefully...
You have
Oh.
fought off disaster. I must thank you.
It's gotten a bit more dangerous here, it seems, because now we need to destroy 49 ships here. So let's get the support fleet in here. I hope it's not happening too often. It definitely has happened a few many times now, too often here. It's a bit annoying if that happens so often because, you know, it's getting quite repetitive. But in this case here, 49 of them. Alright, let's just do that.
Then you will.
Alright, so he has been fought off. And off he goes. My
Transfer
workforce
route
is
inefficient.
recovering and we can
Cost.
focus again on what's
Missing goods.
important. And that is the quantum computers. And as I can see is that we do need more of these qubit processors. Supercoolants are fine, but the qubit processors are the one. Molybdenum and diamonds. Molybdenum we have enough of, and I think diamonds we have enough of as well. Yes, we can just build more of these ones here. So it's that one that we have. We have the energy, we have the workforce. So it shouldn't be the biggest problem here on Earth to do that once again. And probably... let's actually have it once more. Right, till we have no metal foam left anymore, we
Come
can
on in
purchase
and
that.
okay, I'll
Can we
send it
sell
to you.
something that's useful? No, not really. Right, so that's that. Having more of those guys here, we have a bit of resources, fine. And now we can have, yeah, 2 more of these quantum computer plants. There we have them. Very nice. And after a little bit of time, we got now full quantum
Look, I
computer
go myself, but all the
production
noise
here.
and shooting and
Let's
stuff.
just update our transfer route accordingly. So we have the quantum computers here. And we should leave it a bit in the positive there because our high-tech guys
Reviewing
here,
transfer
those guys here,
Oh,
the scientists, they also want the quantum computers, and as long as that is fulfilled, we have a nice additional bonus workforce available here. But yeah, that's fine. Now, all of my investors actually have the quantum computers. This raises here my level once again. And while we're at it, let's have a look at Moon
Next
once again.
astronaut team.
Load the
Incoming.
vehicle with 20 diamonds. So now we have the diamonds. And let's choose them over here. And in Akia Flows we have lots of diamonds, right? So we can have a new transfer route with the diamonds from Akia Flows to Mare Relictum, costing us
New
12,000 that
transfer
trade
route
route here,
delivers.
but only for a short period of time here, right? Now on the Moon, let's get our vehicle that we have here back to the spaceport. And I think it's also a nice little detail here that the more complex your colony gets, the more of these cars and freighters are floating around here on the surface, delivering goods to and fro, you know, because they're not trade routes anymore really like with the ships like it used to be. They're just adding that more or less. as this detail
Underprovision
here.
of
Now the
specific
diamonds we have,
consumer goods detected.
and let's get them to the mysterious woman
Coordinates confirmed.
over here. Why does she need diamonds anyway? The hotel was near completion when the owner was struck by a sudden case of smash up. Only the facade could use a little grandiosity. Fancy bait catches golden fish. And with this we get the observation deck ornament.
Congratulations. Searches for your name on the net have skyrocketed. A flag popped up on a bulletin board I watched. Thought it might be up your alley.
Alright, maintain a workforce balance of 500. That is something we cannot do so easily. Actually, we have everything available, so we might just build a few more of these guys. Right, we do need them anyway for more fusion reactions, stuff like that. So let's get some more people onto Moon.
Transfer route suffers from inadequate supply of goods.
Oh, and it seems we have once again built a few too many. Right, true, but there is lots of space here. And yes, we can squeeze actually some more guys over here. That's fine, and that's a workforce of 500 now. What is actually negative, or what has become negative? Probably... Nope, not the bioenhancers.
Come in.
Oxygen rejuvenators. Rejuvenators are fine. The sustenance pack. Yeah, it's the sustenance pack. So we probably will need more of that. Organic food and moon crops. We should have moon crops. We have organic food. We have as well. So we can just add more to that. Where do we have the production for the sustenance packs? Over here, so that we have another one. With that we have a positive lookout again for the sustenance pack, but what I can see is now the fusion reactor, we do need a bit more of it for the energy. There we have that.
Debug this one.
Alright, without shield generators we won't get a few meteor hits and we can kiss this hotel goodbye. We better get to building the generators now. Load your vehicle with 50 titanium plating. Righto. Over here. It's on its way. Titanium plating, we have lots of that available. Magnetite is the only thing that's stuck there from time to time, and we can then just sell something else in order to afford it. Let's pick it up and deliver that over here to her once again. So at the moment it's still looking rather dead here, but we haven't really begun the full project yet.
Post-analysis is excellent.
Okay, we have a shield now
Good
around the
job.
hotel.
Here, test your skills on this one.
Attract the population of miners. We already have that. And it's ticking down.
Okay. Our hotel is ready
and now
for the
people are
grand
living in here.
I decided for a soft launch, just a few selected guests. Interesting people, especially one of them.
That's a really cool building. Alright, attach tourist transporter to your lunar expedition rover. Right. There are the tourists, they're waiting. They've just been dropped off here and are waiting now to get delivered to, well, some place. There we have the first one, and yeah, let's get it over to the hotel. As we are on the way with the transporter, with the tourists. Alright, let's do that 2 more times.
My friend, thank you for the invitation. Gotta like this place.
Nick Papadakis.
Very comfortable.
Our guests are all checked in and the credits are rolling in. How about you just lie back for now while I monitor the daily routines here. Keep checking your inbox. Our project reached a new level. Wanna see?
Alright, hotel's ratings are dropping. The guests whine about the lack of unique extreme experiences. Already have an idea, but we need navigation systems for that. 60 microchips we need here now. And while we are at it, we can now activate the first level of the light show here for this project. And I think it's coming up here. Somehow, whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but hopefully we can then continue with more lights there. That wasn't very spectacular or something like that. Alright, so that's it for now. We now need to get the microchips over here and continue, of course, with the project in Viridian Coves and, of course, our space station. Stay tuned.